Let's look at a basic standing hamstring stretch as well as some progressions and regressions. So for the basic stretch, we're going to set our feet underneath our hips. You might want to move them wider. You also might want to put your toes out. For this stretch, we really want to have the feet right underneath the hips and the toes pointed forward. From there, we're going to lock the knees or as close as you feel comfortable. If you have some hypermobility in your knees and this just feels unsafe, then we do want them about as straight as you can possibly get them. Then I'm going to keep the pelvis tilted forward. I don't want to round from the spine. This isn't doing much for the hamstrings because they attach from the pelvis down below the knee. Me rounding my back isn't lengthening the hamstrings, right? So tilt forward at the pelvis and then just kind of let gravity pull your upper body into that stretch of your hamstrings. Now, if we don't have anything, we can just grab legs and kind of pull in a little bit to increase that stretch and make it harder. You can also start to support a little bit on the ground. Now, if we want to make it even harder, we can take some weights and basically do an RDL, right? Like a Romanian deadlift is in many ways a weighted hamstring stretch. That's why it helps build your hamstrings and glutes so much. So tilt the pelvis forward, let the weights pull you down, and then we could even grab some weights on the ground, some that are heavy, and then like use your arms to pull yourself down into that deeper stretch. Now, this if we get to this position and it's already really aggressive, we might want to brace some of our body weight on a box, a coffee table, whatever, right? Like we don't need a ton of progressions here because this is a foot. I could have started with 18 inches, but I'm going to reach back, find that stretch in my hamstrings, and then I can just brace some of my body weight here and then slowly move myself down as I get more flexible or lean more into the stretch. And then once this becomes easy, I can like remove this and move further down. So basic standing hamstring stretch, feet underneath your hips, toes forward, tilt forward from the pelvis until we find that big stretch. If we want to make it harder, we can pull on the backs of the legs or use some sort of weighted mechanism to pull ourselves down. And if we need to make it easier, then we just grab a table and take some of the weight off as we lean into that stretch.